Hey guys, Languagehacker here. It's been a while since I got a video out, and today I wanted to show you guys. I'm not quite sure what to call this deck, but it's let's call it Quest Demon Hunter. But it does not run Il'gynoth as the finisher. This runs a couple of different things. The main sort of OTK, if you really want to go for it, is a Lion's Frenzy thing, a weapon, and the other thing is Tempo, which you get from Irebound Brutes, from Kurtrus, from the quest completion. So let me tell you kind of how the deck works. It plays very similar to the the more recent OTK DH list that got nerfed with Il'gynoth and Morgs and whatnot, in the sense that you play the quest, you're on a bunch of cycle, you want to complete the quest quickly, get the discounts, get Kurtrus out, and then from there you can just kind of close out the game. Similarly, you don't need to actually complete the quest to kill your opponent. The tempo tools you have, mainly Irebound Brutes, are the big ones, which is actually the only way I'm really closing out games early, are very, very good, because you get them out on turns 3, 4, 5, and that just usually shuts out some of the decks completely out of the game. Shadow Priest, Face Hunter, basically most of the tempo decks cannot deal with 6/7s, plural, by the way, because we're running philosophies as well to duplicate them. And then the Lion's Frenzy usually comes out post-quest completion. If you either don't have early Brutes or they've dealt with your early Brutes, you're going to want to get Kurtrus down, draw through your whole deck in the Lion's Frenzy, and smack him in the head for 20. Sometimes that's not enough either, and then after that, since this has 2 charges, after you've drawn your deck, you do have 2 tradable cards, the Peddler and the Rustrod Viper, and you can just keep cycling them as tradable cards as long as you have a card left in your deck, which gives you an extra 10 damage on the final turn. So a couple of waves: Brutes, weapon, secondary weapon charge. You can try to optimize in a way where you can actually do a full 30 with a Frenzy. I haven't done that yet, but I also haven't actively tried to. I'm pretty sure you can. As a point, we're 66 Legend right now, and we started around 150. Maybe a bit lower than that. We've gone about 65-ish% win rate with this deck across 22 games. So the deck is doing pretty well. We've been beating kind of everything. Half of our losses have also been kind of our fault. Well, not half. Maybe a third of our losses have kind of been our fault from kind of not being familiar enough with the deck. But let me talk you through it. What do you want to be keeping? Well, the quest, because that's pretty important. I'm tending to keep studies. I tend to keep Tusk Piercer, Sigil are all keeps. Spectral Sight, if it's outcasted or close to outcasted, you can keep it because that's one easy way to get the first tick of the quest done. I'll sometimes keep Glide, but only in slow matchups and if it's close to outcasted or easily outcastable, so that I can mess up my opponent's turns. This deck needs to kind of do stuff pretty quickly, because if you let other decks like Demon 6 Demon Warlock or Celestial Alignment Druid, for example, do their stuff first, you won't be able to win after that very easily. So what you want to be doing is you can use Glide in those matchups as a disruption. You can use it just to complete parts of the quest by yourself, because the second and third parts require 5 cards drawn. So you have your natural draw, which is 1, then you need 4 more, which, spoiler, Glide lets you draw 4 cards, even if it's not outcasted. But I will go out of my way a little bit to outcast it against some of the slower decks that I know I need to disrupt, otherwise they'll get their game plan along faster than mine. Other than that, we have just card draw stuff. We have Double Jump, Sigil Runners, we've seen Spectral Sights, Acrobatics. You can use the tradable cards, and that in tandem with the Tusk Piercer lets you cycle even more, so you have to still plan out your turns carefully. But you have a few more pop-offs than the other deck, which was just the one big pop-off where you killed the Mulligan. This has been kind of, it's felt pretty good, honestly. I was a little skeptical about it. This is also, by the way, a Bit by Bits list, -1 card. I think they've been tinkering around with it, and I cut a Sigil of Silence for a Safety Inspector. Kind of a meme, but it hasn't been that bad. It's another way to draw a card. Sigil of Silence, I think, was in to initially deal with some pesky minions if you don't happen to have Kane to get through taunts later. That's something to note. Weapon can't go face if there's a taunt. So if they have a taunt, you can generally play Kane on the huge draw your whole deck turn, because everything costs 2 less with Kurtrus. Removal, we don't have too much, and that's kind of the weakness of the deck. If you get too far behind on board and you can't get the big brute swing turns, you kind of just die. Fel Barrages help with that a little bit. They also cost 0 after quest completion, which is kind of nice. As you're cycling through your deck, this costs 0, so you can just dump it and clear some stuff. Can go face as well, important to note. Is there anything else? Spare Jailers help a little bit. The Soul Fragments paired in, sprinkled into your deck can help with the with some extra damage on the Lion Frenzy turn, but it also helps you complete quest earlier on, because the Soul Fragment drawn does actually count towards the quest completion. It is important to note an interaction. If you draw a soul fragment from acrobatics, you cannot get the second acrobatics tick because the fragment kind of disappears because you don't actually physically play it. And then you can't get the draw two more part of this card. Doesn't happen too often, but that's something that should pop up and you should be aware of. So yeah, I mean, keep the card draw, get your early quest completion. Don't be afraid to just glide your hand away. Play brutes for tempo. If you can, pair them with philosophies. Try to calculate the math of how much mana you have and see if you can get a couple brutes down at once. Because if you do play one, you strand the other philosophies until you draw the second brute, which sometimes is fine. Sometimes you just don't have the mana and you have to get a brute down to not die. But when you can, try to get 2 or 3 down at once. I've won several games on turn 4 with 3 brutes. The game just ends there because no deck can really deal with that. Even if you don't complete quests, sometimes it's good to not do the quest if you can get 3 or 4 brutes down. If that ends the game, you don't even need the quest completion. Anyways, go check out Bit by Bit. I think they stream on Twitch and they also have a Twitter. Those links will be below. Try the deck out. The following couple of games are a couple of examples, so if you are interested, watch that. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what decks you guys want to see. Tell me if you enjoyed this deck. Yeah, have a good day. See you guys tomorrow. Glide's important in this matchup, I feel. And she's always ready. Patience. Wild growth, that's not good for me. Can I get a brute, please? Pause champ. These are not brutes. He doesn't mill anything. Okay. At least he doesn't have overgrowth. We do kind of need to go in this turn, though. Oh, and the discount on it, too. I could have discounted one more card here, but I wanted to play these two on the left. Philosophy. Thank you. I'll give up the quest instead of lethal. This was risky because it wasn't very likely I hit the philosophy, but I thought I'd stall on Zerios a bit. Here we go through the air. Four. He's overloaded too. We just go for quest completion, right? I mill if I do that. Keg W. I'm not sure about the Spirit Jailers either. I'm not sure how the Spirit Jailers are. They've been okay in some of the aggro matchups. Yeah. Hilarious smoke sniper. Am I coining Sigil here? Let's try it. Because I have Spectral Outcast, complete the quest next turn. No, Sigil is core. I don't think you can get rid of Sigil. No, Sigil is important. No, discount was useless. Wow, these cards are not crisp. Chaos Leech. So he's running the control thing. I can hit Glide. Sure. Let's actually not get rid of his hand yet. Show me life. These discounts are useless. LOL, nice hand, buddy. Purchase on 5, seems good. The quest progress doesn't transfer, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? You're trying to smork me. Oh yeah, it doesn't transfer, I think. Yeah, I did not want Kane here. Wait. Rip. I'm gonna save this because I have another philosophy in the deck and this is good enough to stay alive. But if he has a board clear, then I'm gonna need the other brute. Top deck skull. And I swing with this because I'm pretty close to lethal. Maybe I wasn't supposed to swing there actually. You can get them from 30? Is that true? My positioning is fucking poop. And I should be ashamed. I don't know why I didn't hit the other one. Probably because I'm stupid. Fucking Papega. Who is responsible for this? It's me. I'm responsible for this. This is not enough. It's a lot, though. Again, my positioning is fucking poop. Ah! I lose to a clear here. Why did I play both of these brutes? Because I'm stupid? I Papega this game so badly. Last turn I positioned my brutes together, and this turn I did it again. He still needs like a 3-card clear, but that was dumb. Jace doesn't quite do enough. It heals him a lot, but it leaves me with the board, perhaps. Top deck Jace, even better. That's nice. Let's see how these line up. Okay, we're chilling.